Okay. So first off, you can see I have just a static IP address set up. And normal name resolver goes to resolver on my network. First thing we're going to do is get the PiHole git repo, which is essentially just running that git command. Already exists. Perfect. Go to the advanced directory. I think it's scripts. And goodness, it's been a while since I've done this. So in the automated install folder, we'll run basic install. Enter in our sudo password. And it's going to start installing everything we need. Gives you a quick warning what's going to happen. We'll tell it that we're using our static IP address. And for now, we'll use Google for our Upstream DNS server. We can use any one we want, though. This is a third-party list that gets updated on a regular basis to block ads. And I don't have IPv6, so I'm not going to select that. And this information is current for my network. We'll turn on the web admin interface. And we'll install the HTTP server and PHP. We're not going to worry about logging our queries. And we'll do anonymous mode. Mainly so it doesn't log too much and take up all of our space.
Mm-hmm. For your resolve.com, that name server is just an internal name server you have, right?
Correct.
Is it pointing to, like, for example, my current name server that I use is my like 192.168.1.1, which is just like my router gateway. Should I make that my resolve?
Yes.
All right, cool.
So you'll need internet access in order to pull all the information, all the packages. And then once this is set up, it will pass on all the DNS resolving to Unbound.
Okay. So here. So, and then this whole. Right.
Okay, when the installation is complete, it'll give you a admin password to use when you log in, as well as the URL to use. And at this point, PiHole itself is installed. Resolve.conf still points to my internal DNS server. If I switch the inputs here, here's a VM I have set up.
Ooh, no ads. Also, just wondering for your like normal DNS server that you were using, is that just a different VM in your home network, or are you using like a physical on-prem device?
It is a physical device. Secretly, that one that was listed is actually my other PiHole.
Oh, okay, I see. So you use PiHole as like your main DNS then throughout all your devices then, right?
Right.
And so by using PiHole as your DNS, you're essentially routing traffic through there, so that way you're blocking ads and other types of like bad queries.
Correct. So right now you can see, for example, on Yahoo's homepage, I got ads all along the side here. So what I need to do is change my DNS server. I remember how in this interface. Central configuration. So just by using Google's DNS servers, I see the ads. By changing this to PiHole, I can refresh Firefox and you'll see a bunch of the ads disappear. Now you're supposed to. Must be the caching.
That's what I was thinking, probably.
Well, that web browser doesn't look too good. Okay, so let's try changing that then. I'm thinking just didn't update. Now we'll go into Firefox and look at Yahoo's webpage again. And the ads should be gone. Unable to connect to the ads.
Ooh, okay. Now, besides like ads not showing up, is there any other benefit of using like a PiHole as your DNS?
So it'll cache everything for you as well as your devices ask for it. And you can set it up to be your DHCP server, and you can actually see what queries are getting blocked or accessed by all your different clients on your network.
Okay.
This is the admin interface for it.
Also, when you just updated your Resolve, you just updated the text on it, right? And then just you didn't have to like reload like your daemons or anything like that for
Correct.
systemctl. Okay. All right. So I have it running. I'm gonna go ahead and open up Firefox on my Railbox. Now, can I just redirect my DNS server? Because I'm still currently running just like an ahhs like home router, and I think in my home router it gives me the option in the user interface to like redirect the DNS server through something else.
Correct.
So I can route that through the PiHole.
Correct. And your router should automatically pick up that it's a computer that's on your network that you're passing all the queries to.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it is blocking advertisements for me on here. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and update my ahhs router that too, which I'm actually gonna have quite a bit of fun on Friday. I'm getting a Power Edge shipped to me, so I'm gonna start actually setting up like a hypervisor on there, and I'm gonna try and use either pfSense or OpenSense or ViOS and set up like a server-based router.
I've heard good things about pfSense and OPNSense.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yet.
So Snowy and Rat, like they really like ViOS. Actually, Zig recommended it to me on a different server a while back, but I have a basic ViOS setup on my current VM. Now, of course, this is all going to go away because like this is just on all my current VMs are on a laptop that just has like 16 gigs of RAM, and it's just I've been using it as a hypervisor for the past like 3-4 months.
I'll trade you. My main laptop only has 4 gigs. That's what I'm running this PiHole VM on.
Oh wow. Yeah, because I mean, I was it was my main laptop, and then I retired it because I got a 2015 MacBook Pro that I bought for $20 broken, and I fixed it. All right, so let's see here. All right, so I will go ahead and edit that. I think I would go through LAN. LAN. figure this out.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up Unbound, and that's going to be another internal DNS resolver. And this is what PiHole is going to use when it can't find one of the websites that you're looking at. We're going to have it set so that it goes straight out to the root name servers and works its way down. That way we aren't talking to Google, we're not talking to Cloudflare or any of the other DNS providers. We're going straight to this. So on the PiHole box, we'll run sudo apt install unbound. And the great thing with this is there's one configuration file that we need to create. So the main part of this is that we're not running it on the standard port 53. We're using a custom port 5335 for Unbound.
Sorry, could you go back 1 second? Where did you get the...
So
I wasn't paying attention for a second. Where did you get the whole configuration at?
It is on PiHole's website.
Oh, okay.
I have that URL there.
Okay.
So it's a file that you can just copy and paste from the web page for the configuration. We're going to make sure that it's running. Nope.
Should I edit anything in the Unbound configuration for PiHole?
Nope. That's the great thing about it.
Cool.
So, checking against localhost on port 5335, I get my answer for PiHole.net. And then the next step will be configuring PiHole to use that as the upstream. We'll go to settings in the PiHole admin page. Go to DNS. Choose our custom IPv4 and say 127.0.0.1. And we'll use hashtag 5335. A hashtag is how it specifies port number. We'll uncheck the Google DNS server. And we can also use DNSSEC. And we'll save the changes.
Sorry, one second. Could you go back and show me what you did before? Right there, I had to reset my PiHole password.
Sure thing. On this page?
In the DNS, yeah. So
I unchecked IPv4 from Google.
Okay.
I chose custom IPv4. And I typed in the local host address and port 5335 using a pound tag instead of colon.
Okay. And then nothing else on there, just that.
And then you scroll down to the bottom and hit save.
Cool.
Right there.
Also, sorry, when you use dig to check the DNS server.
Yep.
I've actually never used dig before, so if you could just kind of explain what it does.
Sure. So dig goes through a whole bunch of DNS options. You can specify if you're looking for A records, name server records, quad A records, anything that would be in DNS, dig can find for you.
Okay, so basically you're just using it to indicate that you're getting an answer from the server?
Correct.
Okay.
So we're looking for PiHole.net. We're using the localhost server on port 5335 to get this answer.
Okay. Cool.
And verifying DNSSEC is working. And saying that when it fails, we get the fail.
Okay, so here we go. So, like for example, if I want to make sure that, well, of course I could always open up my web browser and just verify that there's no ads. But if I wanted to make sure like a device of mine is going through the PiHole DNS, obviously I could just change the DNS server on there, but does it show me like what clients are connected on the PiHole interface?
If you enable all the tracking, then yes. As well, you can enable the PiHole to be your DHCP server for your network, and then it can also tell you which clients are accessing which DNS queries.
Okay.
So the mode I set up in is for privacy, where it doesn't log anything. It doesn't log any requests, doesn't know who this IP address actually belongs to. It just caches the information.
Okay, that's fine. DHCP right now. Now, in theory, could I use like dig google.com at 192.168.1.105 at port 5335 to verify that like the DNS server on my computer's working, or would just like ping google.com? Gotcha.
And the reason being is
ping google.com is working.
We told that it's only going to listen on the localhost interface.
Gotcha.
So if we go take a look at what is actually listening on the server, you can see port 80 is listening, 53 for PiHole, 22 for SSH, 5335 on the local host for the Unbound DNS.
Sorry, you're breaking up. You broke up a little bit.
Okay, so I was showing that the only ports that are open show that on the local host, it's listing on port 5335. If it was 0.0.0.0, then that means it's open on all interfaces. But Unbound is only listing on the local host.
Okay. See here. Okay, so it's generated. All right, cool. All right.
All right, any other questions?
No, that's everything. Awesome, thank you.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I actually sort of know what like the resolve configuration is now. I remember like I was told never to touch resolve, but I guess if you have to, you have to.
You have to all the time.
Really?
Well, when you set up new servers, yeah. Unless you're using some sort of automation.
Okay. And then also another just a general question about DNS. Like for example, I forgot. I would remember reading something about how like you shouldn't be relying on uh, etc hosts like as like your names server for resolving names
Correct.
throughout your network. What do you use for resolving names throughout your network? Will PiHole do the name resolution for me then?
If you tell it to, yes.
Okay, cool. So that actually gives me a good idea. Then if you don't mind showing me, but I could check out the documentation, figure it out.
I believe it's under system. Sorry, just the way my screen's just set up, I'm having about 10 different scroll bars for every action.
That's okay.
So use conditional forwarding. You choose your local network. The IP address of your DHCP server that knows the names of everyone, and optionally your domain name. And if you search after this for anyone named at domain.local, they'll pass the request on to your router, which should hopefully know all the IP addresses. If you want to be assigning different names, that is a very good question.
So then my network and CIDR notation would be 192.168.1.0 with a 24 subnet, right?
Right.
Okay, cool.
So edit that file. Local. So that's not the file. No, I'm not sure. Personally, what I do is I have one server that I update the host file on, and then I use Ansible to push that out to all my other computers.
Okay, well, I mean, that's cool because I'm actually just now learning Ansible myself, so that can give me a nice little actual real-world thing to use Ansible with.
I also use Ansible for running updates.
Cool.
You get lots of VMs going, and you need some way to keep them up to date.
What do you use for your virtual machines, VMware?
I use VirtualBox on my laptop, and I use KVM for my servers.
Gotcha. So for when you're writing like an Ansible YAML file, Do you have to use like different? You have to use like different modules, right, to make sure that the updates go through. So you have to use like a VirtualBox modules or Ansible KVM
Nope,
modules.
because they're connecting to the clients themselves.
That's right. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I mean, I don't have any other questions. That was informational.
Awesome. Glad I could help.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Yep. You too. Bye bye.